Welcome into Fantasy Keys to the Crown, presented by Crown Royal, joined by NFL Network fantasy football expert Marcas Grant. I'm Erin Summers. We are through 5 weeks of play in the NFL season. That's over a quarter of the way through with the season. It's been flying by. At this point, head into week 6. Who are some of your top waiver wire picks?
Well, you're looking at a couple of running backs. Kenneth Walker, probably going to be your number one pick. Unfortunately, the injury to Rashad Penny is going to keep him out for the rest of the year. And Kenneth Walker is a guy that we liked coming into the season, but just wasn't getting opportunities because Penny was playing so well. Another guy you might want to take a look at is Eno Benjamin down in Arizona. James Conner's a little bit banged up. Darrell Williams also a little bit banged up. So Eno Benjamin could be very much in line for a lot of opportunity for the Cardinals. And one wide receiver, in case you need one, Alec Pierce, the young guy there in Indianapolis, who started to play really well the last couple of weeks, could be a really popular pick this week.
The Panthers fired their head coach in Matt Rule. They have elevated Steve Wilks to the interim head coach position. And he said today that he wants to run the ball more. What kind of implications does this have on fantasy players and who we should be looking at going forward?
Well, hopefully this means good things for Christian McCaffrey, who somehow, despite the Panthers really being so awful to start the year, has been okay for fantasy purposes. So hopefully, though, with Steve Wilks saying they want to run the ball, this means more opportunities for CMC.
At this point in the season, is there anybody that you're just over, anybody you need to break up with, drop off your roster at this point?
It probably should have happened a couple of weeks ago, but Allen Robinson, and it breaks my heart to say that because I was so excited for him to get to the Rams, to play with Matthew Stafford, to be in an offense with Sean McVay. But the Rams offense right now it looks broken. The offensive line is an issue. Matthew Stafford's turning the ball over, and they're really just not getting Robinson involved at all. And so this has been, for me, easily the biggest disappointment of the fantasy season. And maybe I held on a week or two longer than the rest of the general public, but at this point, I don't see any immediate fixes in Los Angeles. So it's time, sadly, to say goodbye.
Looking at the Saints' next opponent, they do have the Cincinnati Bengals in the Superdome. This is one that we were really excited about having here. All of the LSU ties, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. We'll see how this one pans out, but who are you looking to start, sit, and then a sleeper pick for this one?
Well, I think we're still rolling with Alvin Kamara, and I know that everyone's favorite fantasy chaos agent, Taysom Hill, sort of threw a wrench in our plans, but for the process, starting Kamara was right. He got a lot of opportunities. He had a lot of yards, just didn't score the touchdown, so I think you're okay with him. I think on the other side for Cincinnati, I know people have been frustrated with Jamar Chase, but I think he's still going to be okay. He's really super talented. If T. Higgins is able to go, I think he's definitely worth a start. So I think those are some guys to keep an eye on.
Thank you, Marcas. We'll definitely watch out to see if it is, again, Taysom time at this coming Sunday. We appreciate you. This has been Fantasy Football Keys to the Crown, presented by Crown Royal.